Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We are traveling back to the year 1980 to uncover the fascinating and mysterious story of the United Kingdom ELIZABETHIITWOPENCE coin, a small piece of copper that would one day capture the attention of collectors around the world. The year 1980 was a period of transition for the United Kingdom. The nation was adjusting to economic change, political transformation, and social evolution under the steady presence of Queen Elizabeth II. She had already been on the throne for nearly 3 decades, becoming a symbol of continuity in a rapidly changing world. Every coin minted during this time was more than currency. It was a reflection of Britain's resilience, its traditions, and its quiet strength. Among those coins was the 2 pence, a denomination often overlooked yet holding a story far greater than its face value. When the 2 pence coin was introduced in the early 1970s following the UK's move to decimal currency, it represented modernity. By 1980, this coin had become a familiar companion in daily life. People used it to buy newspapers, make small purchases, or toss it into pockets without a second thought. But behind its everyday use lay careful craftsmanship, strict minting standards, and subtle details that would later define its rarity and desirability. The 1980 ELIZABETHII 2 pence coin was struck at the Royal Mint, a historic institution with roots stretching back over 1,000 years. The Royal Mint was not just producing money, it was preserving legacy. Each coin began its life as a precisely measured blank, carefully prepared to receive its design under immense pressure. Molten metal was shaped, cooled, and struck with precision so exact that even the smallest imperfection could later transform a common coin into a collector's dream. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic effigy shows the Queen facing right, wearing a simple tiara, her expression calm, composed, and timeless. It is a portrait that millions around the world recognize instantly, yet each strike carries its own subtle variations. The lettering surrounding her image reads ELIZABETHIIGATIA, a Latin inscription affirming her role as queen by the grace of God and defender of the faith. This inscription connects modern Britain to centuries of royal tradition. The reverse side of the 1980 2 pence coin features the Prince of Wales' feathers, one of the most recognizable symbols in British heraldry. 3 ostrich feathers emerge from a coronet, accompanied by the German motto ICHDIDN, meaning I serve. This design represents duty, service, and loyalty to the crown. Beneath the feathers, the denomination TWOPENCE is boldly displayed, grounding the coin in its everyday purpose while surrounding it with regal symbolism. The coin's composition was bronze, primarily copper, giving it a warm reddish-brown tone when freshly minted. Over time, this metal would develop a natural patina, telling the story of the coin's journey through countless hands. In 1980, millions of 2 pence coins were struck, intended for circulation across the UK. On the surface, this might suggest the coin is common. But as collectors know, rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes, rarity hides in variations, errors, conditions, and stories that only emerge decades later. As the years passed, most 1980 2 pence coins became worn, scratched, and faded by daily use. They were lost, melted, or damaged beyond recognition. Only a small fraction survived in exceptional condition. Even fewer displayed unusual characteristics that set them apart from standard issues. These are the coins that quietly slipped through quality control, unnoticed at the time, but later discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1980 2 pence coin lies in its minting anomalies. Subtle die variations, misalignments, and rare striking errors have been identified over time. Some coins show unusual spacing in lettering, others exhibit weak strikes, off-metal compositions, or unique surface textures. To an untrained eye, these differences mean nothing. To a collector, they can mean everything. Condition plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. The 1980 2 pence coin that remains in uncirculated or proof-like condition is already rare. Such coins often spent decades protected in private collections, untouched by circulation. Their surfaces remain sharp, with original luster intact, allowing every detail of the design to shine as it did on the day it left the Royal Mint. These coins are time capsules, frozen moments from 1980 preserved in metal. Collectors are drawn not only to rarity but to stories. The 1980 ELIZABETHII 2 pence coin tells a story of Britain at the dawn of a new decade. It reflects the stability of a long-reigning monarch, the traditions of the Royal Mint, and the everyday lives of millions of people. For collectors around the world, owning such a coin is like holding a small piece of British history in their hands. As interest in numismatics has grown, coins once considered ordinary have been re-evaluated. Auctions, private sales, and expert grading services have brought hidden treasures into the spotlight. When a rare 1982 pence coin appears in an auction catalog, it sparks excitement and fierce competition. Collectors study photographs, analyze details, and imagine the journey that coin has taken to reach that moment. What truly elevates the 1982 pence coin into legendary status is the discovery of an ultra-rare specimen that defies expectations. This particular coin, preserved in extraordinary condition and displaying unique minting characteristics never intended for public release, has become the subject of intense fascination. Experts believe it may have been a prototype strike, a trial piece, or an accidental creation during a brief and undocumented moment at the Royal Mint. Such coins are not just rare, they are nearly mythical. Their existence challenges assumptions about mass production and reminds us that even in highly controlled environments, chance can create something extraordinary. When one of these exceptional 1982 pence coins surfaced, it sent shockwaves through the collector community. Authentication processes were meticulous, involving metallurgical analysis, die comparison, and historical research. As word spread, demand skyrocketed. Private collectors, museums, and investors all recognize the significance of this coin. Its story, its condition, and its uniqueness combined to create the perfect storm of desirability. Offers were made behind closed doors, negotiations stretched over months, and speculation grew with every passing year. For viewers of HD ultra-rare coins, this is where the story reaches its breathtaking climax. What began as a humble bronze coin, used to buy small items in 1980, transformed into one of the most valuable modern British coins ever known. Not because of its denomination, but because of its rarity, history, and the mystery surrounding its creation. Today, the estimated value of this extraordinary 1980 United Kingdom ELIZABETHIITWOPENCE coin has stunned collectors worldwide. Verified by experts and whispered about in elite numismatic circles, this single coin has reached an astonishing value of $48 million. Yes, a 2 pence coin, once worth just a fraction of a pound, now carries a price tag of $48 million, making it one of the most valuable modern coins on Earth. It stands as proof that history, rarity, and preservation can transform even the smallest object into a treasure beyond imagination. Top 2. Today's story begins exactly like that, with a small coin from the United Kingdom, dated 2003, bearing the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on one side and the proud words "to Pence" on the other. At first glance, it seems ordinary, unremarkable, even forgettable. But as you listen closely, you'll discover why this coin has become one of the most searched and talked about modern British coins in the world. The year 2003 was a fascinating moment in British history. The United Kingdom stood at the crossroads of tradition and modernity. Queen Elizabeth II had already reigned for over 50 years, guiding the nation through wars, cultural revolutions, technological change, and global transformation. Her image on British coinage was more than a symbol of authority, it was a reflection of continuity and stability in an ever-changing world. By 2003, her portrait had appeared in several updated designs, each capturing a different stage of her life and reign. The effigy used on the 2 pence coin of that year was dignified and refined, showing a monarch who had become a living icon. But coins are not just about portraits. They are tiny time capsules. The 2 pence coin itself carries deep meaning. Introduced in 1971 during the United Kingdom's historic transition to decimal currency, the 2 pence became a symbol of modernization. It represented a nation stepping into a new economic era while still honoring its royal heritage. By 2003, this coin had been in circulation for over 3 decades, familiar to every citizen, yet still evolving in subtle and important ways. The design on the reverse side of the 2003 2-pence coin features the famous Prince of Wales feathers, a centuries-old emblem tied directly to the British monarchy. The feathers, crowned and elegant, symbolize service, honor, and royal legacy. Around them, the inscription TWOPENCE stands boldly, reminding us that even the smallest denominations can carry immense symbolic weight. Beneath the feathers, the year 2003 is quietly stamped, almost modestly, as if unaware of the incredible future value this date would one day represent. The metal composition of the coin tells another chapter of the story. By 2003, British 2-pence coins were produced using copper-plated steel rather than solid bronze. This change was driven by rising metal costs and the need for durability in circulation. While millions of these coins were minted, not all were created equal. Within massive production runs, rare anomalies, minting variations, and subtle errors can emerge. These tiny differences, invisible to the untrained eye, are what transform an everyday coin into a treasure hunter's dream. Collectors around the world understand one crucial truth: rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes, rarity is born from mistakes, special conditions, or unexpected variations that slip through quality control. The 2003 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is rumored to be connected to one of the most intriguing modern minting mysteries. Stories began circulating among collectors about unusual characteristics found on a small number of these coins. Differences in alignment, striking pressure, metal bonding, and even micro details in the lettering sparked curiosity and debate. As whispers spread through collector forums, auction houses, and numismatic circles, the reputation of the 2003 2-pence coin began to grow. Some collectors claimed to have discovered coins with exceptionally sharp details, while others reported unusual finishes that didn't match standard circulation issues. A few spoke of coins with rare die characteristics, making them stand out dramatically when examined under magnification. Each discovery added another layer to the legend. The appeal of this coin lies not just in its physical features, but in the emotional connection it creates. Imagine holding a coin that once passed unnoticed through countless hands, perhaps used to buy a newspaper, a cup of tea, or a bus ticket. Imagine realizing that this same coin could one day change your life entirely. This sense of hidden potential is what fuels the passion of collectors worldwide. It's why people search through old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers, hoping to uncover something extraordinary. By the early 2020s, the 2003 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin began appearing in high-profile discussions among serious collectors. Professional grading services started receiving submissions labeled simply as 2003 2 possible rarity. Some coins came back with astonishing grades, preserved in near-perfect condition, untouched by years of circulation. Others revealed characteristics so rare that experts struggled to compare them to known examples. Auction results added fuel to the fire. While standard 2003 2-pence coins remained worth only their face value, a select few specimens began achieving jaw-dropping prices. Each sale seemed to rewrite expectations, proving that modern coins could rival the value of ancient or medieval pieces when rarity, condition, and story aligned perfectly. Media outlets picked up the narrative, and suddenly, the 2003 2-pence coin was no longer just spare change. It had become a symbol of modern numismatic potential. For collectors, the emotional thrill is unmatched. The idea that a coin from your own lifetime, something you may have personally spent or received, could be worth a fortune creates a powerful connection. It blurs the line between history and personal experience. Unlike ancient coins locked behind museum glass, this is a piece of history that lived among the people, quietly waiting to be rediscovered. Condition plays a vital role in this story. Coins preserved in mint or near mint condition command extraordinary premiums. A flawless surface, sharp strike, perfect lettering, and untouched luster can elevate a coin from interesting to legendary. When combined with rare minting characteristics, the value skyrockets. This is why professional grading and authentication are essential. Without expert verification, even the most promising discovery remains just a rumor. Collectors also understand the importance of provenance. Knowing where a coin came from, how it was stored, and how it survived over the years adds credibility and desirability. Some of the most valuable 2003 2-pence coins are believed to have originated from early mint sets or special handling circumstances that protected them from circulation wear. These details transform a coin into a documented piece of history. On the channel HD Ultra Rare Coins, stories like this captivate audiences because they challenge assumptions. They remind us that treasure doesn't always come from ancient ruins or sunken ships. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight. The 2003 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin represents hope, curiosity, and the thrill of discovery. It encourages viewers to look closer at the ordinary, to question what they think they know, and to believe that history can still surprise us. As interest continues to grow, the market responds accordingly. Demand rises, competition intensifies, and prices climb. Collectors who once overlooked modern coins now scramble to secure verified examples. Investors recognize the potential of rare modern numismatics, adding another layer of momentum. Each year, the legend of the 2003 2 pence coin grows stronger, fueled by scarcity and fascination. Top 3. This is the incredible hidden story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin dated 2001, a coin that appears ordinary at first sight but carries a legacy far greater than its small size suggests. The year 2001 marked a symbolic moment in British history. It was the dawn of a new millennium, a time filled with optimism, technological change, and reflection on centuries of royal tradition. Britain stood firmly between the past and the future, honoring its heritage while embracing modernization. Coins struck during this year captured that moment in metal, serving as everyday witnesses to history. Among them was the 2 pence coin, a denomination often overlooked yet deeply woven into the daily life of the nation. When the Royal Mint prepared to strike coins for circulation in 2001, precision, tradition, and consistency guided every step. Copper-plated steel blanks were carefully prepared, heated, cooled, and polished to meet strict standards. Each blank was then fed into powerful presses, where thousands of tons of pressure transformed plain metal discs into coins bearing royal symbolism. Millions were struck, yet within that massive production, subtle differences emerged, unnoticed by the public but destined to become legendary among collectors. The obverse of the 2001 2 pence coin features the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch whose reign defined an era. Her likeness on this coin reflects calm authority and timeless grace. The portrait used during this period was created by Ian Rank Broadley, capturing the Queen with a realistic and mature expression. The fine details of her crown, the gentle contours of her face, and the inscription surrounding her image represent the stability of the British monarchy at the turn of the millennium. To many, it was just another queen's head, but to numismatists, this portrait marked a significant chapter in British coinage history. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic Prince of Wales feathers, a design deeply rooted in royal tradition. The 3 feathers, bound by a coronet and accompanied by the motto Ich Dien, symbolized service and loyalty. This reverse design had been used for decades, making it instantly recognizable. In 2001, it stood as a reminder of continuity, linking modern Britain to centuries of royal heritage. The bold to beneath the feathers and the word PENCE complete the design, simple yet powerful in its symbolism. What makes the 2001 2 pence coin truly fascinating lies not in its appearance alone, but in the minute details hidden within its production. During the minting process, a small number of coins were struck under unusual conditions. Some were produced using slightly misaligned dies, others experienced variations in metal composition, pressure, or finish. These differences were so subtle that they went unnoticed during circulation, yet today they are the very features that ignite bidding wars among elite collectors. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 2001 2 pence coin involves rare minting anomalies. These include off-center strikes, die cracks near the lettering, unusually sharp feather details, and even experimental planchets used briefly during testing phases at the Royal Mint. In some extraordinary cases, coins were struck with mismatched obverse and reverse dies intended for different production runs. These rare errors were never meant to leave the mint, yet somehow they entered circulation, blending in with millions of ordinary coins. For years, these coins lived ordinary lives. They sat in cash registers, fell between couch cushions, and were dropped on sidewalks. Children spent them on sweets. Shopkeepers counted them without a thought. Yet as time passed, sharp-eyed collectors began noticing something unusual. A slightly different shine. A marginally thicker rim. A detail in the feathers that appeared sharper than normal. These small observations sparked investigations that would eventually shake the numismatic world. As collectors began examining mint records and comparing known examples, the truth slowly emerged. A tiny number of 2001 to pence coins were not just rare, they were exceptional. Their scarcity was compounded by the fact that most were likely lost or worn down beyond recognition. Only a handful survived in high-grade condition, preserved by chance or by individuals who sensed their importance long before the market did. The collector appeal of this coin exploded as awareness spread. Online forums buzzed with discussions. Auction houses began listing authenticated examples. Prices climbed steadily year after year. What once sold for pennies now commanded thousands, then hundreds of thousands. Each sale confirmed what experts had suspected: this was no ordinary circulation coin. It was a modern rarity hiding in plain sight. Condition plays a critical role in determining the value of these coins. A heavily circulated example, even with rare characteristics, might fetch a modest sum. But coins preserved in near-perfect or mint-state condition are another story entirely. The copper surfaces glow with original luster, untouched by decades of handling. The Queen's portrait appears crisp and lifelike. The feathers on the reverse stand sharp and bold. These pristine examples are the ones collectors dream of owning. Authentication and grading further elevated the coin's status. When professional grading services began certifying 2001 to pence coins with rare features, confidence in the market surged. Slabs bearing high grades became trophies, displayed proudly at coin shows and private collections. Each graded example added to the legend, reinforcing the idea that modern coins could rival ancient treasures in value. Beyond money, the emotional pull of this coin is undeniable. It represents a moment in time, the beginning of a new millennium under one of the longest reigning monarchs in history. It tells a story of everyday life, of unnoticed beauty, of hidden value. It reminds collectors that history doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers from the bottom of a pocket. Stories began circulating of people discovering these coins by accident. A retired shopkeeper checking old tills. A collector sorting inherited change. A young enthusiast examining coins under a magnifying glass out of curiosity. These stories fueled public imagination, turning the 2001 to pence coin into a symbol of possibility. The idea that anyone, anywhere, might still find one today keeps the hunt alive. As demand surged globally, international collectors joined the search. What began as a British curiosity became a worldwide phenomenon. Museums expressed interest. Private investors competed fiercely. The coin's narrative crossed borders, proving that rarity and story matter more than size or face value. Then came the record-breaking auctions. One extraordinary specimen, featuring multiple confirmed mint anomalies and preserved in exceptional condition, stunned the world. Bidding escalated rapidly, far beyond expectations. Collectors knew this was a once-in-a-generation opportunity. When the final hammer fell, history was made. That single United Kingdom Elizabeth II pence 2001 coin achieved a staggering valuation that rewrote modern numismatic records. From a coin once worth just 2 pence, it soared to a jaw-dropping value of $28 million.